I wear Queen Idia around my neck every day.
Oh, that's dope.
Because my family are Obasaki, so they are related to the Obas.
Yeah. And you've mentioned that you said this is essentially like the real Wakanda.
Yes.
For people who are kind of like thrown off by that pop cultural reference, tell people about the Kingdom of Benin, because this isn't something that is studied in schools, in a lot of schools, and you either know or you don't know.
Yeah, so Benin was in Nigeria, and it was a very highly technical society.
Yeah.
They had drainage, proper street lights. They had, there was a Portuguese explorer who went there and wrote saying, I went to Benin and the streets are clean. There is no crime there. The houses are beautifully built. They have artisans that make art, So Benin was a society, basically is like what the modern day Wakanda is.
No doubt.
It was a beautiful place that people came to and saw, and they were living at a much higher standard of living than the Brits and the Americans, who were still throwing their piss and doo-doo out of their windows.
Yeah, no doubt.
And passing the plague and the Black Death to each other. English people were still throwing their doo-doo out of windows, whereas we had proper sewage systems. And so that's where the bronzes came. So what happened there?
Yeah.
The Portuguese used to trade with the people of Benin. They used to come and they used to trade, and they'd sell them palm oil and things like that. And then the British came and they were like, we're like, why are we trading with these people? Let's just take it. And they tried to take it, and the Benin warriors sent them home beat them basically.
Let's go.
And sent them home. But what happened then, Queen Victoria did what was called a punitive mission. And they got their armies and they came back to Benin and
1897.
1897, and they razed it to the ground. They burnt everything to the ground. They killed a bunch of people.
Like Black Wall
They
Street.
exiled the Oba of Benin, exiled him out of the country, and then burned down everything and then stole all their art.
I think they're bringing it back now, finally, sort of. They said, no. They said, you can have it for a few years and then bring it back.
No, the British Museum didn't even want to give it back. They're like, no, we're looking after it. Because we don't think you Nigerians can actually look after your own. It's like going into someone's house, stealing their TV. And when they say, I want my TV back, they're like, no. I don't think you can look after this TV as well as I can look after this TV. So I tell you what, you can come to my house and watch your TV. But then you have to leave. So that's what the British... So they stole all our art. They stole all our bronzes, stole all our art.
Yes.
And then try to sell it to other museums around the world to pay for the mission that they just done. And a lot of them, these other museums, wouldn't buy it because they didn't believe that black people could make such beautiful and
handcrafted.
such beautiful crafted art. So, but it ended up in museums all around the world.
All around, from the United States, Europe, everywhere. Yeah,
it's this adage of how they don't believe black people can do anything. It's been around so long. Like way back then, they still didn't think black people were anything.
I tell you what's fascinating to me too, because going down and just really kind of looking at the history and doing the history of the Kingdom of Benin and looking at the great, I'm going to call it, because they always talk about the Great Wall of China.
Oh, no.
I'm calling this the Great Wall of Benin.
It was bigger than that.
It was bigger than the Wall of China.
It was bigger. The Great Wall of China is longer. It's got 13,000 miles.
Yes.
The Great Wall of Benin, 10,000 miles. If you think of that's enough to go almost around the entire border of the lower 48 of the United States.
No doubt.
Think about that.
It's insane.
60 feet tall. I mean, this thing was massive. Yeah. And it's its own, like you talked about, its own unique society that was broken up.
And it actually worked.
And it worked.
It worked, but the Great Wall of China didn't, because Genghis Khan jumped right over it. Said, "What's up, dog? Yeah, all y'all trying to block me out, man. Come on, man." So that's why Genghis Khan spread his seed. His seed is everywhere. A lot of people are related to Genghis Khan because they hopped over the wall. They were like,
it took a lot to build that. It took 600 years to build the Great Wall of Benin. And if you think about it, that was less time than it took to build the Great Wall of China. So to me, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, the amount of organization, the amount of smarts. People talk about the Pyramid of Giza. This should be really taught everhere.
It should have been in one of the seven wonders of the world. It should have been, but it was done by black people, so they're like, we're not going to talk about that.
Isn't that funny?
We're not going to talk about how more advanced black people were.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the fact that black people were the ones that taught white people to wash and bathe and clean themselves in a way that they don't spread disease.
They don't use
None of that is taught.
Yeah.
None of that is
And a
taught.
lot of the organizations and systems that were taken back to the UK was seen right there in the Kingdom of Benin, which is interesting because after they did the whole breakup in 1884 and said, hey, we're going to divide them up, they found that. They was like, yo, what's this? Oh, let's go get that.
Yeah.
Took all that, looted and all that stuff.
Yep.
How do you feel when you travel around and you know that your ancestors, you're the Edo tribe, and you see the bronzes around that represents your culture, it's your possession.
Yep.
What does that feel like?
I mean, it's infuriating, you know, because I'm like, why am I going into a museum and seeing this in New York when we don't have it in Nigeria? In Nigeria, you have to have replicas of our own stuff.
It's insane.
We have replicas of our own stuff. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
And especially as I'm like, you know, and I don't know if you know the story of Queen Idia. Like I feel like I model myself on her.
Yeah.
Like because she was who all the Benin bronzes were based on. They were based on her face.
With the whole neck.
Yeah, her face.
That's great.
She was a warrior who basically went to war to fight so that her son would become Oba, because she was one of the wives of the Oba. And when he died, his son was going to become Oba, and she was like, "No, I want my son to be Oba." And she said to her son, "Don't worry, you stay here. I'm going to go fight this war. I'll come back with the crown." Yeah. And she went to war and beat the other guy to the point where he left his crown on the water and said, "All right, you can have it. I'm going to go." And she brought the crown back. And at the time in Benin society, when a man became Oba, he was supposed to kill his mother and bet, because the mother had too much influence over the son. So Obas used to have to kill their mothers when they became the king. But then when she brought the crown back for him, so he changed the whole, he was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because she was the one that got me."
He changed the history.
Yeah, he changed the whole, he was like, "No, in fact, I'm going to build her a castle, and I'm going to have every artisan in Benin make masks in her honor."
Ooh, sick.
And those are the masks that the British stole and ended up in museums all over the world. And I'm sort of direct lineage because my family are from that. So
insane.
So I see her as my ancestor. She is, you know, I feel like she's my spirit.
Behind a glass in a place where you pay a ticket.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you know, it's funny. I was just looking, I was at the Met, in New York. Metropolitan, I'm a member.
And they're all in there. They're in there.
And I'm over there, and you see all the Benin stuff. And it's so funny because the Greek area, it's so well lit. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's under the sun roof. All the Greek stuff is just, and then the tribal stuff is in the dark. Yeah. and then I think they changed it because like all the like Pacific Islanders, African stuff, the way they wrote it, it was like these primitive peoples, they would say the word on the placards, and me and my ex, we were complaining to the manager, like, what is this?
Primitive
How are you
peoples.
calling these people primitive?
Primitive.
Primitive
We had
people.
sewers. We had a sewage system.
Yeah.
We had sewers.
Irrigation.
We had irrigation.
Farming. You know, we mathematicians, we mapped the planet. We were in the seas before all of you.
And if you think about that, the design that went into making the Great Wall of Benin, this was done like between 800, 1400s. This was before modern tools and stuff like that. I mean, so to think about the ingenuity that went into that, like that is a lot of brains. Yeah. Like a lot of brains.
They say that black people are lazy and dumb, but yet, we have built as every.
And it's not, it's just propaganda.
I mean, hell, we can't build a wall here. Donald Trump even talking about trying to build a wall. He still can't build a wall. You know what I mean?
Right. He's trying to build one.
With all the money and whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know. It's just one of those things when you look at,
when you talk about the wall and you see like with they don't want Mexicans coming over, but their history is pyramids and Aztec and sick. They were builders too. And then you got people going, these people are here destroying the...
Yo, it's finally here. Yes. We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it. Bam.
place like home.